friends, I'm Ryan. This is Demos in the Dark. Sit back, relax. We're going to check out the Reeves Electro Facet VX. So this is part of the Daughterboard series. Now this is a collaboration between Marcus and his daughter Izzy. She does a lot of the work on this. She does the artwork. She populates the boards. She does quite a bit. And like as a dad, like what a super cool way to connect with your kid, you know, over solder fumes. So the Facet VX is a tonal clone of the Vox Tonebender with a trim control, and I would tonal clone, right? And what's very cool about these pedals is they have a plexiglass see-through base, so you can see the work that was done on them, and it is definitely cleaner and way cooler looking than the inside of an old Vox Tonebender. Controls are very simple. You have a volume. This is the output volume of the pedal. Then you have a fuzz, and this is a fuzz control. The more you turn it up, the more fuzzy it gets. And then you have the trim. The trim adjusts the input resistance. So that is what allows you to use, you know, stuff like higher powered pickups, but also wah. So I was able to use a wah there in that intro track, and the trim makes that possible. And that was the polished parts. We're getting into the not polished part. Yeah, when I go into music store to try out gear, like I don't come in with a battery of licks and riffs, and I find endless soloing to just really be a distraction. So I just play really, really simple stuff, listen to what the effect is doing, and that's what we're gonna do here tonight. Now, Marcus and Izzy note something in the manual, and I am a firm believer in this as well. These types of pedals really sound their best when they're going into a cooking, preferably Marshall style amp. It just really, really accentuates the sound of that. But I understand that people like to run these into clean amps, so we'll do that second. But first off, we're gonna run into a Marshall style amp. I am running a Scythe Guitars OH19. I'm running into a Pasadena Rose by Henry Amplification. That is a super lead style amplifier, and it's honestly like the best Marshall I've ever owned, and I've owned a few of them. Sounds like this. All right, so let's turn some knobs, make some sounds. Okay, two things right off the bat. First off, usually with the Tonebender, you turn the fuzz on all the way. Just like you just crank it up and you leave it there and you don't think about it. It shouldn't even have a fuzz control. But this one, we're only halfway and it is cooking like crazy and it sounds absolutely spectacular. The other thing, you can use this basically as a treble booster with your volume control. So if we're all the way up, it's big and woofy, and then we roll off and it's like all of a sudden those highs just really pop out. Let's crank that gain some more, huh? there with single coils when we were messing with the trim control, it really made it more fuzzy. It really like more Velcro as we turned that up. But it wasn't necessarily a tool that was meant for single coils. It's meant for stuff like humbuckers. And usually, the rule is with Tonebender style pedals and Fuzz Face style pedals, usually humbuckers is kind of a big no-no. Sounds are big and woofy, and when you roll off your volume, you don't get the same kind of control that you would get with single coils. And your volume control is really what you're using to control this pedal. You're not really doing much on the knobs whatsoever. So it's really important. But with that trim control, I think what that's going to give us is some more control with the humbucker and with the volume control here. So I have a Heritage H535. I am still running into that Pasadena Rose. So something there that I just heard that I think is worth repeating. When you're running the guitar volume low to really take out some of that woof, as you're turning the trim control, it sounds a lot better. So here we go. With the OH19 here, and I am running into a clean amp. This is a Benson Amps Monarch Revered Plus. Sounds like this. that's a sound. That's a sound that people like. It's not necessarily a sound that I super duper love. I prefer it running into a dirty amp. But when I'm playing live, I never am carrying a Marshall with me when I play live, and I'm playing into a clean amp with pedals. So one thing I'll do is you run this pedal at the beginning of your chain, and I will use a drive pedal and run it into a drive pedal to kind of achieve some of that same magic that you can get from running it into a Marshall. So here I have a Paul Cochran Tim V3. So there you go. That was just a brief overview of the Facet VX from Reeves Electric, the Daughterboard series, done with his daughter Izzy. And man, just a cool pedal. And it sounds legit to me. It sounds super, super legit. Sounds like an old Italian tone bender. And in a much smaller form with some modern tweaks to it. But now that I've heard this is the first Reeves pedal I've ever tried. And now that I've heard it, I want to try more. So thank you, Marcus and Izzy, for sending this over for me to check out. And thank you for the privilege of your time.